The future for the Golden State Warriors is uncertain, with a lot of their core players being over 30, and Klay Thompson may not finish his career off with the organization that drafted him. In today's video, we'll talk about how Klay Thompson could leave the Warriors. We'll also talk about Klay Thompson eyeing a specific team. So without further ado, let's get into the video. First off, let's talk about Klay Thompson potentially leaving the Warriors for the Lakers or Blazers. News broke out that Klay might be switching sides pretty soon. One executive for a Western Conference team told Sean Devaney of Heavy Sports that the 32-year-old basketballer could consider leaving the Warriors after the end of his contract. The same executive listed the Portland Trail Blazers and Los Angeles Lakers as his potential landing spots. He said, he grew up with his dad as a player, mostly for the Lakers, so they're a team he could look to leave for. And he grew up near Portland, so the Blazers, there have been talks he wants to play for them. But really, he is kind of ingrained in the Warriors now. They love him. It would be hard to imagine him actually suiting up in another uniform. Thompson said he hasn't made talks about the extension of this contract yet. We can see the contract negotiation process being a little difficult between Thompson and Golden State. The Golden State Warriors are going to have a hard time with contracts in the following years, and we'll get to the reason why later in the video. But this is the only foreseeable reason why Thompson would ever leave the franchise of his own accord. The player is expected to make $43 million in the last year of his deal alone, so he'll definitely expect a pay cut from that to remain with the team. If he's offered a contract of his liking, then there's a high chance he'd stay, but there's a high possibility that we'd see him in a different jersey pretty soon. Following up, what's up with the Golden State Warriors? The Golden State Warriors have had better days. It turns out their attempts to maintain a championship core and develop young players simultaneously haven't gone as the organization had hoped. The Warriors did win the championship last year, but only because of their superstar veterans who've been on the team for over a decade. Thompson, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and Stephen Curry were the best players during the playoffs, all big names that we hear a lot in the world of basketball. What's strange is that Wiggins is the only player in the group who was under the age of 31 last season. Jordan Poole has a breakout season in 2021-22 and even earned a 4-year, $123 million extension in October, but he's been struggling this season with a 31.7 three-point percentage. Curry is out of action due to a shoulder injury and is expected to be out for a couple more weeks. The Warriors currently have a bottom 10 defense in points allowed per game and a defensive rating. Their 16-18 record ranks 10th in the Western Conference. The Warriors are spending $346.2 million this season between player payroll and luxury tax payments. Finances are already tough for the team. If they continue struggling, then their governor Joe Lacob and general manager Bob Myers may not be very eager to spend that much money on a roster of aging players past their peak. Not to mention, let's talk about Klay Thompson's contract. The cycle for every sportsman is pretty much the same. You sign a contract, you play, the contract ends, and then you sign one again. Thompson is aware of his amazing abilities and is confident that he will soon sign another contract. The superstar player is not at all worried about an extension, and if we were him, we wouldn't be either. Thompson is currently under contract with the Warriors through the 2023-2024 season and will make $83.8 million over the next 2 years. He missed all of the 2019-2020 and 2020-2021 seasons due to an injury. He returned to the lineup last year with 32 games, but was a lesser player, understandably. Thompson shot a career-low 38.5% from three. The five-time All-Star shooter also saw his defense noticeably slip due to a loss of lateral quickness caused by his torn ACL and ruptured Achilles. It makes sense because he did miss 941 days of basketball, which is a lot if you're a pro basketballer. He performed very inconsistently over the course of the Warrior championship run, making only 35.1% of his threes in their finals win over the Boston Celtics. Golden State has given extensions to Poole and Wiggins. On the other hand, they seem to have not approached Thompson about a new deal. Green is also expected to be a free agent this summer and doesn't expect an extension. If it's Green versus Thompson, then Thompson is likelier to stick around on a new contract. It's understandable if the team wants to see him stay healthy for a full season before making a commitment. Following up, what makes Klay Thompson stand out compared to his other teammates? Klay Thompson's net worth sets him apart from other players on the roll. deal. He's not the highest paid, but his net worth is significantly higher than others on the roster. As of the end of 2022, his net worth is estimated to be $70 million. He's made nearly $185 million from NBA contracts alone. On top of that, he's also made big bucks from endorsements with big names, such as the famous toy brand Nerf. Stephen Curry has the highest net worth among the Warriors with a solid $160 million. Not surprising since he's the highest paid player in the league and a savvy businessman. Draymond Green's net worth is $60 million, and Wiggins is estimated to be $5 million more than Green's. Comparing Klay's net worth to others on the team may not be fair since they don't have massive contracts like him. The only exception is Andre Iguodala, who's worth $80 million. Next up, so what happens if Thompson hits the open market in the summer of 2024? Now, of course, Thompson's shooting levels aren't the same after missing 2 full seasons, but he's definitely still great, with a respectable 37.3% from three-point range on a career-high 9.7 attempts per game in 27 starts. This means that even if he hits the open market at age 34, he'll still have plenty of suitors. This is because he will always be able to make threes at a solid rate. The Lakers love marquee names and are a possible landing for Thompson, but what is their roster going to look like in 2 years? LeBron James will be closing in on 40 years old and can choose to opt out of his deal after the 2023-2024 season. Anthony Davis' deal with the Lakers includes an early termination option for 2025, so there's a chance he could leave the Lakers too. The Blazers are another appealing destination for the all-star shooter. They have Damian Lillard, who will turn 34 in July 2024. He's under contract through at least the 2024-2025 season. Shaedon Sharpe and Anthony Simmons are 2 excellent building blocks for the franchise, but if they want a veteran in their team, then Thompson is great for it. Moving on, let's talk about how Klay Thompson is eyeing a particular team. Klay Thompson currently plays for defending champions. Moving from such a team isn't easy, but he already has his eyes on one particular team. Word on the street says that Thompson could be considering a move to Portland Trail Blazers. This is encouraging news for fans, but let us remind you that it's only a rumor and should be taken with a grain of salt. Thompson's efficiency isn't the same after his injuries. His defense is nothing compared to what it was, and his shot selection since returning from injury has been questionable. Don't get us wrong, he's still an excellent player and is better than many out there. The all-star player has been with the Warriors since they drafted him in 2011. He was the number 11 pick overall. He played all 647 games of his career with the Golden State Warriors and was a major driving force in their 4 championship title runs over the last 8 seasons. He formed the Splash Brothers duo together with Curry and revolutionized the game of basketball. Both the stars are in the top 15 in all-time three-pointers made and combined for 5,258 triples in their careers. Golden State is blessed with an abundance of wealth in its second unit. Many young talents such as Moses Moody, Jordan Poole, Dante DiVincenzo, and Jonathan Kuminga are competing for minutes as well as ascensions in their careers. The Warriors might want to give the young talents a chance by not extending Thompson's contract, which means he will walk away and his destination may very well be the Blazers. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Lastly, let's talk about how Klay Thompson recently made history. Klay Thompson is a force to be reckoned with even after all his injuries. The star just made NBA history and is now 14th all-time in three-pointers made. The Warriors faced Indiana Pacers in San Francisco. During the game, Thompson made a three-pointer that moved him past Dirk Nowitzki for 14th all-time in three-pointers. Thompson has without a doubt been one of the most consistent three-point shooters in the history of the NBA. The star shoots 41.5% from the three-point range on 7.2 attempts per game. Thompson also holds the record for most three-pointers made in a single game with 14. From 2015 to 2019, he shot 40% from the three-point range every season. He missed the 2020 and 2021 seasons, but the Warriors didn't make the playoffs either. Over the last 6 seasons Thompson has played with the Warriors, they have made the NBA Finals all 6 times. Thompson's not the same after his injuries, but he's on the road to becoming even better. He had a rough start this season, but is definitely getting better with each game he plays. Well, that's a wrap on today's video. What do you think about Klay Thompson leaving the Warriors? Do you want him to join the Lakers or the Blazers? Make sure to let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in our next video. Peace out.